Wish you could become a morning person? You know the type, up before the sun, early morning runs, first one to the office with donuts and a smile. How do they do it? Easy. With the new Galaxy Watch 8, sleep tracking and personalized insights from Samsung Health help you improve so you can wake up to a whole new you. One who, dare I say it, skips the snooze? It's possible. Train your sleep with Galaxy Watch 8. Learn more at Samsung.com. Requires compatible Samsung Galaxy phone, Samsung Health app, and Samsung account.
For a limited time at McDonald's, get a Big Mac extra value meal for $8. That means 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun, and medium fries, and a drink. We may need to change that jingle.
Prices and participation may vary.
This podcast is supported by FX's English Teacher. Last year's critically acclaimed series returns to follow Evan, Gwen, and Marky as they vie for their students' divided attention. See why Cosmopolitan called its premiere season a masterclass of comedy, while Glamour raved it's the year's funniest and most heartwarming new comedy series. FX's English Teacher, all new Thursdays on FX. All episodes now streaming on Hulu.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso and Samra Origins by the Weekend Coffee Collection.
Introducing Samra Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samra. Coffee that hits the right notes. It transports you. Crafted with unique notes and bold soaring flavors. Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samra Origins.
Discover more at Nespresso.com.
The family that vacations together stays together. At least, that was the plan. Except now, the Dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for the stay.
And I'm Tom Haberstrom.
Tom, season 17 is finally here. It has been an interminable wait, but we have an all-star season, which we have actually never produced. I mean, as Pack Your Knives, it's a fascinating exercise, right? Because we actually know these people.
We do. And so when I was thinking about a few weeks ago doing a preview, it hit me, Kevin. We can just do the draft right off the bat.
Well, it does require a great deal of research, and we have our friends at Top Chef Analytics. We got to go back and pour through because I'm senile, so I don't even remember season 3. So there was a lot of refreshment going on. And the other thing is, like, these people have been doing shit for 15 years. Like, they might be different chefs. I mean, imagine looking at the 2006 season of the NBA and then trying to discern what a rookie's going to be like in his 13th or 14th season, right? I mean, skills improve. They're different players.
Yeah, and does the long layoff help or does it hurt? Are you going to get inside your own head? Is the Eric Ajapong and the Nini Wins of the world going to get into this competition, get in their head and feel like, oh, I got to show out because I didn't win the last season and I got to really perform? Or are they going to ride that hot streak of feeling like, all right, you know, it's fresh, top of mind, fresh in my memory. I'm ready to go. I don't know. This is fascinating. And Kevin, this is in your backyard, isn't it, this season?
This is Los Angeles. I'm very excited to see which locations are used. And Tom, to your last point, it's not only the chefs. Are you going to have recency bias when you're drafting your team?
Well, we'll have to find out, Kevin. I mean, I've got my big board ready, and I'm excited looking at this list of chefs. I'm super excited because there's a little bit of a mix here of juggernauts, people who were runner-ups multiple times on Top Chef, whether they appeared on Top Chef All-Stars or they came in through the back door at Last Chance Kitchen. So there's some very familiar names, and then also some people who are trying to prove themselves, that an early out is not their story. That's not their legacy, Kevin. They're coming in here and saying, you know what? I don't want to be known as the one who got out in the second round for forgetting to devein my shrimp, whatever it was. I don't know. I don't know what your openness to a trade is, but we have. I'll just go through the draft here for a second, just to back up and tell people what we're doing.
Give us our little ground. We don't want to get too granular, so as not to lose listeners right off the bat. But give us, Tom. You're kind of the commissioner of this thing,
right,
which is amazing because as a total control freak, I've yielded it all to you because you're one of the 5 people I would trust in the entire world. With a system like this, but remind us what are we doing here? You and I were discussing offline that we didn't like last year's scoring system, and to our listeners, we're kind of refining the scoring system. This is an empirical exercise, right? Like, we're trying to figure out the most efficient system, and it's not always working each season. We're refining it. So what are we up to here?
So we draft teams. Team Kevin, Team Tom. And
fantasy draft.
We have a scoring system. We love Top Chef so much, but we also wanted to bring a little bit of competitive fire to it and give that layer of, competition amongst friends. So we've been doing this for 2 years. This is our 3rd season, I believe, of Pack Your Knives. And we had a scoring system, just like your fantasy football or your fantasy baseball scoring system, except there's only 2 teams here, so we're kind of going head to head. And so we have we tweaked last year's. I think we kind of overhauled last year's scoring system with our first foray. We just said, you know what, let's just throw some numbers on the board, see if it works out, and then year 2 we'll really refine it. Well, I really liked the scoring system last year, except for one thing, and my proposal was, each elimination challenge you get 5 points for winning, 5 points for the top 3. So you get 10 points total in the elimination challenge. And of course, you get 3 points for winning the quick fire. So in a max round, your best round, if you just run the table, win the quick fire, win the elimination challenge in an episode, you get 13 points. Didn't happen in any episode last year. You get 13 points. But the reason why I won last year, Kevin, and I propose that we do this rule change out of the goodness of my heart, out of the idea of fairness in competitive sport. I want to change the final win total. When you win the finale in years past, you got 50 points. That's 4 times basically what you would win max in a round. That's a lot of points. What do you think about changing that? A lot
of points. And this is my case, and I appreciate your generosity of spirit. This is what I call the family feud effect. I liked Family Feud. It was not a top tier, but it was a strong A- for me in the constellation of 80s game shows, having grown up in the 80s. But it always bothered me that the final round, because you'd play like 3 rounds, the final round like trumped anything before it, right? Because it was more than even like a triple. Like it didn't matter what happened the first 2 rounds. It was inconsequential. So because the 3rd round was so disproportionately important.
And don't you in Family Feud, don't you win as a team for like the first 3 rounds, and then you just pick someone to win that final round?
Oh yeah, the final round was the best. I mean, the final, it's in terms of disparity between the first 20 minutes of the show and kind of the final round. Yeah, it is great.
So you're saying those 2 first rounds as a team mean nothing, and then the 3rd round as a team mean
you can whoop that team's ass, and even if they just nip you in the 3rd round, they win because it's just disproportionate. So that's kind of how I feel about our Top Chef system was, 50. Look, I appreciate you play to win the game, and so Kelsey won, and she should be endowed with a huge payoff. But 50 just seems a little excessive, my friend. You proposed 25. I like 25. Do we want to give it a little? Yeah, let's do 25. What do you think?
What were you thinking? 30 or 20?
Well, so 25 would equal, is a finale winning the whole bag worth 2.5 elimination challenges, winning 4, 6, and 8?
My feeling is I don't want to go too drastic on the reform here because 50 is a lot. I don't think it should be 40. I don't think it should be 20. I think you should get at least double what you would win in a normal round.
And this is right. I'm going for 25 on the following premise. By definition, if you've been surviving, you're going to continue to pick up points because you're really not just getting what you win for the finale. You're getting all the points accumulate by the fact that everybody else's ass is sitting in last chance and you're on the board. All right. So we don't want to get too granular. I'm for 25 if you like it. That was your suggestion. Yep. I second the motion.
Okay. It is established. Winning the finale gets you 25 points. Winning the elimination challenge gets you 10 points. Getting in the top 3 of the elimination challenge gets you 5 points. If you just survive, you're in the middle, not the top, not the bottom, Goldilocks. You're in the middle, not too big, not too small. If you're in the middle, you get 2 points. If you're in the bottom, you do not get any subtractions. You just get 0. And if you're eliminated, boom, -5. If you win the quickfire, you get 3. If you get in the top 3 of the quickfire, you get 1 point. And I think there's a last chance kitchen here. Maybe there isn't, but if there is a last chance kitchen, the rubric was if you move on, you get 1 point. If you get eliminated, you get -1 point. So there's not much variance there in the last chance kitchen. So that is the scoring system. I think it served us well last year, but I came back from I think it was like a 40-point deficit, and I won 171 to 163 thanks to Kelsey. And by the way, for all those chefs out there, if you want to butter us up with some gifts, some what was that Kelsey sent us that was just amazing? Those line snacks,
the puppy food, puppy chow. It was a puppy chow. That was fantastic.
It was delicious. She mailed us because she's a wonderful person. She mailed us the snack that she served at the Boat Restaurant Wars or whatever that was, and it was awesome. So that what she
won.
And
Sarah sent the kind of the UK paraphernalia, which was very cool.
Yes, and my wife appreciated that as a UK fan. So we had an amazing season last year. I'm curious to see how this season goes, but I want to talk about the draft because the draft is. I get the first pick because I won last year. This is not the lottery system in the NBA, which rewards ineptitude. It rewards incompetence by the worst teams getting the best pick. Kevin, I think you agree. The winner of the last season should get the number 1 pick.
I am totally fine. The one concern I have, and I don't recall this has happened in the previous 2 seasons we've drafted, there's an odd number of contestants. And I don't know what to do about that because just by definition, it's just going to it's just not entirely in terms of fairness.
Yeah.
Do we want to share the 15th? Do we want to throw somebody out? Do we want to how do we want to do this?
So I thought about this because I have the first pick, but I don't have the second pick. We start doing the snake draft. So I currently have the first pick, then you pick twice, then I pick twice, and we alternate like that until we get to 15. There are 15 chefs this year. So you would have one more chef than I will.
Right. And that seems unfair.
So do we want to bid over that? Essentially haggle over that last pick? What do you maybe this is part of a negotiation in a trade. What do you think?
I don't know. You have the more logical and sort of straight up analytic mind. So in terms of this, so I kind of defer to you, though there's something intrinsically that's like, wait a minute, someone can't have 8 and the other person have 7. Co-ownership?
Co-owner. What if what if it's a free agent? The last chef is a free agent and it's open for a pickup in the middle of the season, but you have to give up something. So almost like we negotiate a trade mid-season, maybe in 2 weeks or something like that, and one of us can pick up that chef. Or
I have an idea.
Yeah,
I have an idea. A blind auction after week 6. If the person is still after week 5 or 6, if this chef is still in the contest, you email me your bid, I email my bid, so it's going to cost you points. You're going to have to literally give up points. But what do we think about this?
Oh, I want to do this earlier. Let's do it 3 after 3 episodes.
All right. After 3?
After 3 episodes.
So after 3 weeks, if this chef is still in the competition, we do a blind auction.
Yes. Whoever is willing to sacrifice the most points gets that free agent.
All right. Perfect.
Okay.
This is great. All right.
So
let's move on.
So 14 picks. Right now, I have the first pick. You have the second pick and the third pick. I'm offering you the first pick for number 2 and number 3. Trade call. I'm on the phone. I am offering you the number 1 pick for number 2 and number 3.
No, because I don't want to. First of all, I'm down 1.
Yeah.
So I'm losing a contestant. That's points in the board.
I'm okay. That's fine.
Tom, don't insult me. Come on.
I was just saying. I mean, you might have someone at number 1 on your big board that you just can't live without. You can't imagine going through PYK without this chef. So I
like the 2 and the 3 because I like being Sam Presti, right? Like it's almost easier because I got a bunch of people clustered at the top. And if you take Greg Oden, I'm just left with I get Durant. That's just fine.
Did you know that over the last 10 years in the draft, the number 2 pick in the NBA has had a lower output, a worse output than the 13th pick in the draft?
Because that's kind of wonky, right? Because like Donovan Mitchell, there have been a bunch of good 13s.
Well,
right?
It's the second least valuable pick of like the top 10.
That's interesting.
Isn't that crazy? So there's a curse of a number 2 pick, the Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. You get into Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, nice guy, love Michael, but you missed out on Anthony Davis.
Wasn't Hasheem Thabeet?
Hasheem Thabeet there too.
Yeah.
So if you want the number 2 pick, Kevin, you can have it. Right now it's me, then you twice, then me twice. Any trades? Do you want to build in an extra pick somewhere, or are you good?
I'm gonna play it conservatively. Do we want to just quickly run down the contestants for our listeners, because not everybody goes on the Top Chef website to scout. So you want to quickly run them down, Tom?
Yes.
Just the straight up roster as it appears, and we don't have to go too far into the bios. Just remind people which season they're in, and one notable fact if you got it, or if not, it's not a big deal.
All right, so let me get this up here. Okay, so right off the top, we'll go alphabetical. How about that?
I think that's smart.
Alphabetical, Eric Ajapong. Kevin, just a line about Eric Ajapong.
Beleaguered Knicks fan.
Yes, he's a really upset Knicks fan. Opening
and
up
by
a
the
restaurant.
way, has done more for Ghanaian cuisine in this country than anybody who precedes him, and it was a cuisine I fell in love with when I was over there. So we are grateful to Eric. But we should just kind of run through them because we'll get when we draft, we can do our kind of
Karen Akunowitz. Karen
season
Akunowitz.
13, California, native of Boston, Massachusetts.
That's correct. Jennifer Carroll, who has been like a 5-time Top Chef. She's from Philly.
She's basically on staff.
Yeah, she's the Vince Carter of this competition. Stephanie Samar, I might be mispronouncing that.
I am not entirely sure.
Also Boston, I believe. From it looks like she has a muffin shop in Marblehead, Massachusetts, which yes, very much a Massachusetts chef. She was in season 11 New Orleans. We also have Lisa Fernandez from season 4 Chicago. That's a way back. Season 4 Chicago. Lisa. Kevin Gillespie. I think he has a little bit fewer hair, just like I do. A little bit fewer hair on the old head. Season 6 Las Vegas. Kevin Gillespie's also come back on the show for All Stars. Gregory Gourdet. Season 12 Boston. Runner-up season 12 Portland chef. Eaten at his restaurant. Amazing guy. Melissa King. Season 12.
Wait, you forgot Jamie Lynch, whom you know.
He's K. Melissa King. K comes before L, doesn't it? JKL.
You know what's very funny? On the Top Chef website, they have misalphabetized.
Oh my goodness!
Because I have Lynch over King, which you're exactly right. I'm just like reading down the list, thinking that's what you're working off of. They need a little editor at the.
Wait,
Daily
do you think
Dish
that? Do you think that means something? Like maybe?
No, I think there's somebody very overworked in the social media department.
Melissa King, season 12 Boston. A runner-up on the show. Let's see. Not a pure runner-up. I think she was like 4th.
Yeah, I think she finished 4th.
Yeah. Then we have Jamie Lynch, Charlotte's own. Jamie Lynch, the chef at 5 Church in Uptown Charlotte. I used to live in the same apartment building as Jamie Lynch. Season 14, Charleston. Jamie Lynch. Brian Malarkey, season 3, Miami. The early days of Top Chef. We also have Nini Wynn from season 16, Kentucky. Nini, we'll talk about her later.
We'll talk about Nini.
Joe Sasto, the other Joe, not the winner Joe, but the one with the mustache Joe. Mustache Joe, season 15, Chicago. Currently has, I think, doing pop-ups in San Francisco. Almost went to it when I was in San Francisco a couple weeks ago. Angelo Sosa, season 7, Washington, D.C., and season 8 All-Stars. He also, I think he came back for another Top Chef as well. Brian Voltaggio. Everyone knows Brian Voltaggio. Season 6, Las Vegas. Season 8, All-Stars. Michael won it his year. His brother, Michael Voltaggio, won it in season 6. It was a showdown. Actually, season 6 is a big-time representation on this season. Leanne Wong was on Last Chance Kitchen, I think, recently. But she was the OG. Season 1, San Francisco, and she's come back before. It's good to see her again. And I do believe that would be the 15. Am I missing anyone, Kevin?
That is it. You've got them full.
Okay.
So with no further ado, please make your first selection.
Wait, can I get the David Stern in memoriam?
Yes, in memoriam. Oliver Shalom, David Stern. But no, because it.
Yeah, but you need to do it because I'm not good at
it.
it. You'll do it with the first.
I can imitate an old Jew and you can't. Okay. With the first pick in the Top Chef season 17 All-Stars, Tom Habistro selects
Gregory Gourdet.
Interesting.
He is a juggernaut. 10 wins in season 12. He was in 15 rounds. So that's a win percentage of 67%. 5 of them are quick fires. 5 of them were eliminations. I've eaten at his restaurant in Portland. Delicious food. There are a lot of runner-ups in this competition, Kevin, but I feel the best about Gregory. What say you?
I think it's a fantastic pick. There's a lot of green on his column. You have done a spreadsheet for us and kind of a grid, and green represents a win, and there's just a lot of green on that column. That was a very competitive season. And, he's as strong a number 2 as we've seen. I like the pick. I honor your pick. I am very impressed.
Okay, with the second pick, it doesn't sound like you had him number 1, so I'm curious to see who your number 1 is here. With the second pick of the season 3, Pack Your Knives, Kevin Arnovitz selects.
I'm going with my hometown hero, Kevin Gillespie.
Wow.
From Atlanta, Georgia.
That was my number 2. You had my number 2, Kevin.
If you have eaten at Gun Show, you have gotten a glimpse of what this man is capable of. When you look at the stats, we're talking about 5 wins, a bunch of highs, 1 little low in 9, and I think that was even like a technicality team low. Like, I don't even think that was a real low. This guy was a juggernaut. Also with Voltaggio, who won that season 6? Now it's totally escaping.
Michael won that season. I think it came down to the final 3.
That was the Voltaggio brothers. Yep. Come on. That is a crazy, Western Conference at its peak kind of season. There's a reason season 6 is overrepresented in this competition. And, you're talking about just a juggernaut. I think Kevin Gillespie is going to be a great pick for me. And with a third pick in the 2020 season 17 draft, I'm going to select Nini Wynn.
Ooh, wow.
Now
this is a shrewd pick in my opinion, Kevin.
All right. Because and you know this, right? Because here's what's deceptive. On one hand, you could say, Kevin, you're going to take a contestant that literally bowed out in week 4, didn't even really get more than their feet wet in the competition. But this is why. It's a fascinating trajectory. This is a chef who won 2 of the first 3 elimination challenges. By the way, including the spoon bread with the shrimp etouffee sauce at Maker's Mark Distillery, where I think you have been. Mm-hmm. She's only bows out because while being maybe the most brilliant chef in the competition, she don't know her ass from a hole in the ground when it comes to running the front of the house. Bless her heart. And to me, that's just not a deficiency. That is preventable. I mean, Nene is not going to – this is not top front of the house, Tom. This is Top Chef. And she has learned this about herself. I guarantee you that no team that has Nene in Restaurant Wars this season is going to make the mistake of, by the way, taking one of the best chefs in the competition out of the kitchen to run a front of the house where she is not her strength. So as far as I'm concerned, we don't know with Nene Wynn. Tom, this might be the greatest chef who's ever graced the Top Chef kitchen. We just don't know. But I'm going to roll the dice, man. I know I don't have a row full of greens and blues and a track record, and there ain't no stickers on the suitcase here. But I got to tell you, Nene Wynn is a sleeper. I'm getting a steal at number 3, and I will ride this.
Steal at number 3. How do you get a steal at number 3?
I don't know.
Kevin, Nene was 4 on my big board. She was 4 on my big board.
I know who number 3 is, and it was a very tough call. If your number 3 was my number 4, this was I'm not going to act like Nene was a no-brainer. There isn't a lot to go by. So I'm very curious to hear who you have number 4, and I would bet my lunch on it.
All right, with number 4 in the season 3 Pack Your Knives draft, number 4 selection is Eric Ajapong.
I guess I was going to say it. Like I was going to jinx you because it was like that's this Nene versus Eric, Tom. Oh, I mean that was a really hard pick, but I want to hear your rationale here.
Look, Eric was someone that I thought should have won that season. This season, Kentucky. I remember my jaw hitting the floor when he was eliminated from that challenge. I thought it was horse shit.
Okay. So I want to go back here. Eric is my guy, man. I love Eric. What do we really know about that steak tartare with plantain and tamarind?
It wasn't. It wasn't.
The chefs did not. I mean, they ain't fronting nothing, and this wasn't like, we can't stand to take one of you out. I mean, you're also no. This was. I mean, he was unceremoniously booted. I know there's a lot of kind of. I don't think there's ever been maybe there's been a more controversial exit, but and now he has cooked this beautiful meal, which is a story of the transatlantic slave trade. I think. On occasion since then, and it's supposedly just a fantastic thing. Tom, we're talking about his fufu dumpling was maybe one of the best and by the way, a landmark dish, a dish that really elevated African cuisine. And don't forget those drumsticks at Rupp Arena.
Look, Eric is. I was thinking you might take Eric at number 3.
It was tough.
I know it was tough, and I love the Nene pick. I told you she was number 4, but Eric is as strong as they come. Look, he had a rough finish in season 16, but he was not in the bottom for the first 12 rounds. Not in the bottom for the first 12 rounds. You know, he has a high floor, Kevin. And in this competition, I need to know that every time you go out to play, you're going to put up 20 and 10. And he is going to put up 20 and 10 every time he shows up. So I got Eric Ajapong at number 4. A little bit of a recency bias on our last 2 picks here, Kevin.
Yes,
Nene
I was thinking
and
the
Ajapong.
same.
But you know what? I'll go back a little bit further here. And with my number 5 pick, I'm going to go with Brian Voltaggio. So Brian Voltaggio, I feel like might be the biggest name in this competition. Do you disagree?
It's very interesting. I mean, because we have to distinguish between Michael and Brian. He is a Voltaggio, the royal Voltaggios.
Yes. He has come back for 3 times in this competition. He's been a regular competition in the Las Vegas runner-up to his brother and Kevin Gillespie. Then he came back for All-Stars. He's also done Top Chef Masters, Kevin. Top Chef Masters. That is reserved for only the champions. That is only reserved for the Hall of Famers, the NBA Top 50. And he was already in there. So I think he's not only a seasoned chef in Top Chef, so he can do the quick fires, he can do the elimination challenges, but he also has the gravitas of being someone qualified enough to be in Top Chef Masters. So I kind of feel like he has the best of both worlds there. But Brian Voltaggio, interestingly enough, one of the few chefs who didn't have a quickfire win in his season, Las Vegas, did not have a single quickfire win, which, as you know, both of us were not huge. That's not going to be a huge ding. But when the margins are so slim in this competition of all-stars, that might cost him. That's why he was at number 5 or 6 on my big board and not 1, 2, or 3. So Brian Voltaggio is the 5th pick in the draft.
Listener, listen up. This is important, okay? I'm going to try to save you some money here. If you're still overpaying for wireless, it's time to say yes to saying no. At Mint Mobile, their favorite word is no. You may think like, oh, that's bad. No contracts, no monthly bills, no overages, no hidden fees, no BS. Here's why I said yes to making the switch and getting premium wireless for $15 a month. You heard that correctly. $15 per month. Ditch overpriced wireless and the jaw-dropping monthly bills. And of course, there are all these hidden fees and stuff, but at Mint Mobile, plans start at $15 per month. All the plans come with high-speed data, unlimited talk and text. You're not doing like weekend and nighttime minutes or anything like that. And it's delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone. Don't have to get a new phone. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all of your existing contacts. I switched months ago. People have asked, did you actually switch? Yes, I actually switched months ago, and I don't know what to do with all this extra money. I've cheated the system here. I've rigged something. This is an Ocean's 11 situation where I'm stealing wireless from Mint. That's how good a deal it is. Ready to say yes to saying no? Make the switch at mintmobile.com/dings. That's DINGS. That's mintmobile.com/dings. Upfront payment of $45 required, equivalent to $15 per month. Limited time new customer offer for first 3 months only. Speeds may slow above 35 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details.
Hello, listener. It's producer Mays here to talk to you about Kindred. Now close your eyes like Owen Wilson during a job interview and imagine a way to travel that feels personal, comfortable, and connected without the price tags and the sterile feelings of hotels or short-term rentals. Now open your eyes and stop using your imagination because Kindred has made it very real. That's exactly what they do. Kindred is a members-only home swapping network. It's not a hotel. It's not a short-term rental. It's a smarter way to travel where each stay feels like home. Here's how it works. With Kindred, your home is your ticket. You earn credits by hosting fellow Kindred members, and then you use those credits to stay in over 220,000 homes in more than 100 cities worldwide. There are no hotel costs or rental fees, just the credits that you've earned. Every stay comes with white glove service, 24/7 trip support, and $100,000 in host protection. Make it easier for you to travel and enjoy yourself and not worry about details. I've used Kindred and I found an amazing home for a weekend getaway in an idyllic location with amazing views and great ambiance. It had everything I needed. And the best part was, it cost me $0. So apply now at livekindred.com and use code DINGS to join for free. Plus, you'll earn 5 nights of travel credit just for signing up. That's right, that's 5 whole nights for free at livekindred, KINDRED.com, code DINGS, DINGS, livekindred.com, code DINGS. Hello, listener. It's producer Mays here to talk to you about Quince and their cookware. Cooler nights mean cozy meals at home, and Quince's cookware has made fall cooking so much more enjoyable. Their pieces deliver the quality and performance of luxury brands, but at a price that makes sense. And they look gorgeous on the stovetop, too. No matter what item you need to complete your kitchen, Quince has you covered. With 5-ply stainless steel pots and pans, nonstick skillets, chef-quality knives, and even ceramic bakeware, which is perfect for cozy casseroles or Sunday roasts. And when you look at these prices, you might think, how is Quince doing this? How do they deliver high-quality items similar to high-end brands that are half the price? Well, let me tell you, they partner directly with ethical top-tier factories to cut out the middlemen and pass the savings on to you. And it's not just cookware. I got myself some bath sheets. That's right. When you're a tall man, you have to use bath sheets, not bath towels from Quince. It's like drying off with a cloud. It's incredible. Upgrade your kitchen for cozy fall meals with premium cookware from Quince. Go to quince.com/dings for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/dings, DINGS, to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/dings.
This episode is brought to you by 20th Century Studios' new film, Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, starring Golden Globe winner Jeremy Allen White and Academy Award nominee Jeremy Strong. Scott Cooper, the director of the Academy Award-winning movie Crazy Heart, brings you the story of the most pivotal chapter in the life of an icon. Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. Only in theaters October 24th. Get your tickets now.
I'm always looking for ways to show my cat how much I love her. And with Fancy Feast gems, I can pamper her whenever I want with a savory gravy on top of a gourmet mousse pâté. The pyramid shape makes serving simple, so all I have to do is peel and plate to make mealtime feel extra fancy. And with 2 entrees in every pack, it's easy to turn every day into the extraordinary. Fancy Feast gems.
I think our boards are very similar. With the 6th pick in the Top Chef draft, I select Karen Akunowicz.
Wow. Go.
This
is a stunner. Go.
No, it's not a stunner, and I'm going to tell you why. I know she didn't stand out in season 13, which was recorded in 2015. But this is a chef who has distinguished herself in the real world. And if you've ever dined at the very adorably casual Myers and Chang in Boston, where she was the executive chef and won a beard in 2018 after being nominated in 2015. Now, I haven't been to Fox and the Knife in Southie, but I would love to try that pollo al matone, with the split chicken, with the sumac, the escarole, the rosemary brown butter. I think this might be one of the best chefs in the competition. Now, there's always, and we've had this conversation, Tom, with contestants, how much does overall quality of chef align with quality of contestant or acuity in Top Chef? It's different skills. And maybe this is a case where she's just a fantastic chef who, for whatever reason isn't a Top Chef. But there's just too much to like here. There's just too much to like. And I like it. And with the 7th pick, because I get to go twice here.
Hold on. I want to just chime in on Karen.
All right, yeah, chime.
I think she is a really strong pick when it comes to off the court. Okay, off the court, her resume is top notch. However, on the court, I'm surprised you went with Karen only because, like you said, she had a good but not great run in the season's 13 Cali. But you know what? This is Top Chef All-Stars. So maybe she comes in after a few years out of the game and proves that her off-court credentials will live up to her on-court production.
So I will make a somewhat combative case here. So you take Voltaggio, 1 win, 3 highs, 3 lows. Now, granted, it was a different season. Maybe the competition was different. Karen, a win, 3 highs, 1 low. I mean, she never, until she crapped out in week 11. I mean, look, this is not like, I know she finished 7th, but it was a lot of contestants, and I don't dislike the analytics or the metrics as much as maybe you do, and I just think there's growth there. This is a woman who's coming in with confidence, Yeah. I mean, so if we add that skill, she was a good contestant. Then you know what? Now she's got her beard award in the bag. She just opened a new restaurant in a trendy neighborhood of Boston. I mean, she's had 5 really good years, and I think this is a confidence competition. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't know. I like my pick, and I'm sticking with it.
Number 7 on the PYK season 3 draft goes to
Mustache Joe Sasto. Mustache Joe Sasto. I like a man who can cook a pasta in Top Chef. Even if I'm a carbophobe, I like this.
Kevin, I've seen you down a bag of chips in 3.5 seconds.
No, of course. And you've seen me swoon at Lazy Bear, where he cut his teeth. Eric and I fell in love, and I think it was his, at the pumpkin enchilada at the now shuttered Calmare, and I think that was his dish.
It's shuttered.
Yeah, what's funny? It's actually not funny. It's sad. That Beverly Center just can't. It doesn't support high-end cuisine. Like it is a space. It is where restaurants go to die. It's like, to me, you put Calmare, on Beverly between Fairfax and La Brea, and I think it's doing fine. I just think that was a deadly spot. Even when I went in, I mean, we had a great meal, and I'm just like, look, in every city there are certain locations, for whatever reason, a restaurant it can't support a restaurant. This was just one of those cases, I think.
I think I remember when I went to Calmare where he was at, I think they were opening a Yardbird next door. Is that right? Do you know? So Yardbird started out in South Beach with season 5, I want to say. Jeff McGinnis, Top Chef competitor on Top Chef, opened the restaurant Yardbird Southern Comfort Food on South Beach, just like 2 blocks from where I lived in South Beach. And it did amazing. And so they started opening up, all over. They started duplicating around the country, Vegas, New York, and LA. And I do remember that it went to LA, and I'm curious to see if that stuck, because it doesn't sound good, the idea of opening up.
They're still, I think, there. I don't get over there that much. Again, I mean, one of the tough things, I mean, for those who don't know, Beverly Center's like the mall in Clueless, where, what was her name? Alicia, rest in peace. Yeah, where she's like not Alicia Silverstone, her friend, who gets kind of hung over the balcony by the stupid guys.
Yes, I know.
God, I've seen this movie roughly.
Is it Brittany something?
Well, yeah, and the character's name is, I forget, but like literally, I've seen this movie 30 times. It's a quintessential mall in Los Angeles, but malls are funny places. It's not a place you think to go for that kind of meal, and so it's a difficult place to prosper, I think. And in Beverly Center, it's certainly still doing well as a mall, but I think also I won't say it's lost cachet, but it hasn't gained any.
Mm. Well, Kevin, we've got you've got your 2 picks there. So you got Karen at the 6, Joe Sasto at the 7. The 8th pick of the PYK season 3 draft, I'm going with Melissa King.
I was hoping she'd hang around a little longer.
Not gonna happen, Kevin.
It's next on my board too.
Not gonna happen. Season 12, Boston.
Was it 12 or 13? You might be right there.
I think she was Boston, right?
Yes, 12, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah. So season 12, Boston. She hung around the competition and then came on super strong during the playoffs. She was this hang around. I thought she was really good.
She was hanging around.
And then came in at the end, won 2, round 11 and 12. She look.
Now that was a little interesting, Tom. Now let's remember, and I'm a big Melissa King fan, and I love Cantonese food. Her mom made that first dish. That egg custard tart with the shiitake mushrooms, gorgeous looking dish. But that was Mama. But then you're right. That next week was a magical week for her.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be happy with this pick. I felt like I don't know if she was the best chef in that year, but come on, she was going up against Gregory, So I feel like I'm pretty strong, feeling pretty good about that pick with Melissa King at number 8 and number 9, Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
This is tough. Are you feeling good about this pick here, Kevin? Like, do you know who you're coming up with? I'm there's a little bit of a soup here. Like I'm gonna go with Jennifer Carroll. It's her time. It's her time. Jen Carroll. Jen, it's about time she won this damn thing. She was out in the second round of All-Stars. She went pretty deep, fourth place in Vegas. She came back for Last Chance Kitchen as well, and was an early out on that. So Jen Carroll has a lot of reps on the show. She's nasty when she needs to be, but I think she's excellent. I want to say that Jen has probably the most experience of any of these chefs in this competition. So that counts for something. At this pick at number 9, I'm thrilled to get Jen Carroll.
Yeah, I'm a little torn about Jen and had trouble figuring out where to place her. On one hand, boy, she had a solid season in Vegas. Not exceptional, but it's solid. she comes back for All-Stars and really kind of got some really bad luck. I mean, remember they had to do breakfast for those kids at the
was it the dinosaur
Museum
thing?
of Natural History, I think. Yeah, it was a museum. It was a Museum of Natural History in New York. But her partner, who was another chef, I forget who, cut his knife. They were going to do a Scotch egg, and so now she's left holding the bag with her partner's rushed off to the hospital or whatever, wherever you go when you cut your finger on Top Chef, and she ended up doing a braised pork belly that she calls bacon, which was really the problem, right? So. You could argue that, she got some bad luck there. She is a pretty strong contestant. On the other hand, Tom, I kind of feel like if she was going to have done it, she would have done it by now.
That's why she's the
ninth
pick, not the number 1 pick.
It's always something.
That's why she's the number 9 pick, Kevin, and not number 1. Look, she, just like Karen, her resume is outstanding. She worked under Eric Repair at Le Bernardin in New York for years and years and years. I feel like 4th time's the charm. Sorry.
We'll see. So what are we up to now?
Number 10.
That's
you
me.
have 2 picks. Yes.
The 10th pick, I draft Stephanie. Is it Kamar or Samar? And we will find out. And I apologize, Stephanie. I should have done better research on this. But you're mine. And I'll tell you why, Tom. I think this is
you just love Boston.
Pick.
That's why.
No, yeah, exactly. Right. I had to make my escape last week. I'll tell you why. Season 11 veteran. She had some nice wins, fried Louisiana oysters with tuna and a pickled mushrooms. And her elimination, Tom, if you recall, might be the most controversial elimination in Top Chef history. It was a team versus team elimination. The French team versus the Spanish team, tasting menu, blah, blah. Nick Elmy, who is, by the way, whose restaurant I absolutely love. Eddie Conrad over there at Laurel in Philadelphia. Great meal. And he was the ultimate winner in season 11, if you recall. What people tend to forget, though, although I'm sure Stephanie does not forget, that he had the 2 worst dishes of the night.
But what did he have, Kevin?
He had immunity.
Yes.
So it gets bumped down. Meanwhile, Stephanie had a perfectly decent dish, certainly nothing that would have been, already the other team has effective immunity. If you took, one of the things I don't like about team versus team competitions is if you have the shittiest dish on the winning team, you're fine. And in this case, she had like the 3rd best out of 5 dishes on a team that lost. She gets sent home. If I recall, I think Nick was even challenged at the judges' table that maybe he should give up his immunity. And rightly, he said, no fucking way. But Tom, one of the most who knows what have happened to Stephanie?
Who knows?
Had she advanced in this kind of, this is a sleeper pick. I'm very excited that she slipped. I actually have her much higher on my board, but I figure you might not, so I kind of played a little.
Oh,
So
got some serious value, knowing that I might. I like it.
I'm there, and with the 11th pick, I'm going to take Angelo Sosa.
Yeah, that was where I was going.
This is a guy, he won a big challenge at the NASA lab. They had to make a zero gravity dish or some kind, made these beautiful looking ginger lacquered short ribs. Finishes middle of the pack in a very competitive Top Chef All-Stars. You might remember that was the Richard Blaze winning season. Mike and Antonia. In fact, I think that was the season that you and I kind of discovered our mutual love of this show. I think that was, I remember just watching that season in Miami. I think that was the LeBron season. We were down there together. That was sort of my, I think that's kind of when we found our mutual love. There's some other players on the board. I think he's capable. If I recall, he was kind of called in as the primary sous chef for who, I think, was it Blaze or Michael, one of those guys. And I think it says a lot about a chef. I'm always curious. That's always an underrated part of the competition is, who does that finalist take as their sous chef? I think it tells you a lot about who's actually beyond just the general competition, who's good at this. And so I'm feeling okay about Angelo deep in the draft here.
With the 12th pick, I was going to take Angelo too. And I kind of felt like I was going to go with another experienced individual here because I got Brian Voltaggio, I got Jen, and I thought I was going to get Sosa. But you get him. You know what? So I'm going to go with another person with a lot of experience here with the number 12 pick. Leanne Wong from season 1 comes back for Last Chance Kitchen. OG chef. She is, look, I think she came back and she got pregnant or something like that and had to leave the show.
She got sick while pregnant in Last Chance, rather.
Right. You know what? I think with the baby, she's going to be a lot more seasoned. She's going to know just a little bit more perspective on things. She's not going to be in the moment.
And I'll tell you why, Tom. I'll tell you why. You can talk experience. Season 1, blah, 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 which, by the way, it should be noted was recorded in 1841 before there were like electric appliances.
Wow.
But I found this little tidbit in her bio. Following her Top Chef debut in 2006, Lee Ann was hired as the series' supervising culinary producer for the next 6 seasons. So this is a woman who not only has the experience of being on the pilot, essentially, and all the rest of it, she has been integral in actually designing the show. So if anyone's going to have a little leg up in experience, I mean, she's coming down from the front office to coach. Like, this is Pat Riley after Van Gundy leaves Miami. I mean, this is Steve Kerr cutting his teeth in the Suns front office and then coming down. I mean, this might be the most valuable experience. I mean, she's been in the writer's room or whatever the room is called when the people produce it. I've written on a reality show. I should know this, but I don't remember. But so that's an interesting tidbit, Tom.
People don't know that you wrote The Bachelor. Like that was your idea.
No, it wasn't The Bachelor. It was American Candidate for Showtime. I was Montel Williams.
Yes,
writer.
Montel.
Like when the reality show, hello, contestants. Today your challenge is, this is one of the hallmarks of America. I mean, it's exactly what you imagine it to be. Montel Williams, by the way, who suffers from, I believe, MS, also has some of the greatest pot candy bars that have ever been made by a confectionery anywhere.
Wow.
He's also a terrible poker player whom I took for much money.
Well, it turns out I'm a terrible poker player too, because you knew that you saw my cards that I wasn't going to pick up Stephanie early on. So you just waited in the weeds here and picked up Stephanie at number 10. Number 12, Kevin. I already had Leanne Wong at number 12. Leanne, by the way, won 6 straight in Last Chance Kitchen before she went home. So I'm confident in Leanne.
I think you might have a sleeper here.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to do this because I'm a softie. I got to rep the 704, Jamie Lynch at number 13. So Jamie Lynch, he is Mr. No Immunity. Famously felt that he didn't deserve or didn't want to save immunity because he felt like he didn't have it wasn't fair in the competition. So he decided to give up his immunity going into the final round elimination and ended up getting booted from the show. It should have been a death sentence, and it was a death sentence. I feel like if you're a creator of the show or you're a producer and someone gives up immunity, I kind of feel like it's over at that point, right?
Yeah, I mean, he fell on his sword big time. Made that chicken satay. That was one of the craziest elimination challenges ever, because I just remember them all running around Charleston looking for treasure chests or something. Like, remember that?
As one does, yes.
Yes. And having been a long time, I'm basically a Charlestonian. I loved that season in terms of the milieu. That was very cool.
So,
yeah, you got your hometown guy. I mean, it's not your hometown, but your adopted hometown guy. I got my native hometown guy. Makes total sense.
He is he opened up Five Church. He was the chef at Five Church, and that was the restaurant that all of the NBA players went when they were here last year for the NBA All-Star. So it not only gets acclaim from Top Chef producers, Jamie Lynch, but also the best hoopers in the world wanted to eat at his restaurant. So that counts for something. I don't think it's everything. He was the 13th pick, not the number 1 pick, but I do like, he has a great little terrier, a dog. And I was talking, maybe even to you, Kevin, walking my dog, and I was talking about Top Chef, and I saw this dude who looked a lot like Jamie Lynch, tatted up from head to toe, and he's walking this dog, and sure enough, it was Jamie Lynch right there on 7th Street. So it was really cool to see that. We've met a couple times before, just around town. He's opening up a new restaurant here, and you know what? I'm excited for Jamie, and I'm excited that he's on my team. But we have one more pick, I believe. Do you have one?
Yeah, and he was not a bad. He was a pretty good quickfire chef.
Yes.
He was pretty good. So I have an interesting choice to make here.
All right, so just for people at home listening, we have Brian Malarkey, we have Lisa Fernandez left on the board, both OGs from the early seasons of Top Chef.
So on one hand, you got Brian Malarkey. I mean, eliminated in part 1 of the finale of season 3, which I got to tell you, I just don't have much memory of.
Me neither.
Been cooking in San Diego. And on the other hand, you have Lisa Fernandez, who made it all the way to let me pull up my notes here. She made it to the finale of season 4. She has one of the most interesting box score in Top Chef history. You know the old adage, you don't have to outrun the bear, you just have to outrun the other guy?
Yep. That's what she
finished bottom for 7 straight weeks leading up to the finale. I mean, if ever there was a hanging around, Tom, I mean, how do you even do that?
Wow. 7
straight weeks. With ballpoint ink, you can just pencil her in. She's going to be on the bottom, and she's not going to be at the very bottom. She just has to. She don't have to outrun the bear. She just has to outrun the other guy, and she outran the other guy 7 straight weeks.
It's incredible. We got to rewatch that at some point. Chicago season 5, she was in the bottom 3 for 7 weeks, and then she got to the finals.
7 straight weeks.
All right, so what are you going to go with here?
I mean, part of me feels like on principle alone, I can't take her. And if, Brian got to the finale, I mean, it is, I mean, his grid isn't all that impressive, right? What do we got here? 5 lows. I mean, it's not like he was lighting the world on fire. He got a win in week 2. Couple QFs, Lisa didn't have one quick fire. She had an early win, but I mean, these might be 2 of the least distinguished finale participants in Top Chef history. In fact, I challenge you to find another.
Yeah. This is difficult. I saw Joe Flam a couple weeks ago in Chicago at the All-Star game, spent the third quarter watching with Joe Flam, the winner of that season. And I tried to get information out of him on this season, and he wouldn't divulge anything. He was a good soldier.
These guys have ironclad in NDAs. I mean, like you can't. I mean, even under like heavy North Korean style like questioning, you couldn't get anything out of them.
So he didn't divulge. I was hoping to hear that he would pop in on the season and come in at on the Last Chance Kitchen thing, but I haven't heard anything. And so I was hoping that when we looked at the boards today, that somehow Joe Flam's name would be on here. But he is not, and you have to decide whether you want Brian Malarkey, which is a great last name, by the way. Brian,
and you know what? Only because it's the 2020 election, and we have Vice President Malarkey. Kind of, I think I'm going to take Brian Malarkey. It's the year of Malarkey in public life.
Brian Malarkey, you are on Team Kevin. Lisa Fernandez is the free agent. We will be revisiting at the end of season 3 or episode 3 to talk about whether, if she is still on the board, whether we want to put in a bid to get her on our team. So, Kevin, you have your team. I will read your team off just for posterity. Here we got
for posterior
function. Yeah, the posterior. For your posterior, Kevin Gillespie, hometown guy from Atlanta, also Team Kevin, obviously named Kevin. Nini Wynn, Karen Akunowitz. Sounds like Kevin. You've got Kevin, and then you got Akunowitz. It's like your name. It's basically on your team. Joe Sasto, Stephanie Seymour, Angelo Sosa, Brian Malarkey. Then on my team, we have Gregory, Eric Ajapong, Brian Voltaggio, Melissa King, Jen Carroll, Leanne Wong, and Jamie Lynch. And finally, Lisa Fernandez is on the waiver wire, free agent for 3 weeks. Hopefully she sticks around so that we can have an exciting draft for that final ad on our teams.
Yeah, I have no idea what to expect. I mean, I will say this slight complaint, and it might seem. I mean, if it's going to be All-Star.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
I mean, when I started researching, it's like, because I didn't remember some of this. I mean, I think if you got more L's than W's in a season, unless you maybe make the finale, are you an All-Star? I mean, this is almost kind of like, Team USA last summer.
Right? It's a
little bit like a little schwach, as we say in the Yiddish tradition. A little weak.
All right, here's my counter. You need a little bit of hunger. You need a little bit of the carrot. None of these people won. None of them won, right? So I feel like you need a little bit of that desperation of I've got to win it this year. So are you campaigning for kind of all-stars? You have to have won or been a runner-up in your season.
I mean,
just look, at least a couple
I think,
winners.
Wait. Like, Nene Wynn is an interesting case study because you look at and she finished 12th. All right. But, like, she won 67% or 50% of her elimination challenges. I mean, hell, no one's done that. Not even, I don't think Voltaggio or Blaze did that, So, or Mylin. So I think there can be exceptions if you can you can just sort of intellectually defend the selection. But I got to tell you, like, if I'm looking at, one or two, a bunch of L's, an L for us means low, by the way, not a full on out. You finish middle of the pack. Are you an all-star? I mean, are you an all-star?
I mean, I think it's just alumni. If we just think of it, Top Chef All-Star as Top Chef alumni, then
call it alumni. Call it Second Chance Kitchen or something. That's all I'm saying. Hey, I'm excited. I don't want to, look, listen, these people have lives. It's hard to recruit contestants back. People have restaurants to run. It's a tough ask. And, 17 years down the road. I mean, how long has it been? Season 1 was what, 06, 05?
It's been a long time.
04? I mean, this show has been around forever.
So for those who are just joining us this season, your friend, your buddy, you saw us on Twitter and you're like, hey, these guys that I read for basketball and see on The Jump and see on NBC, and they actually love Top Chef. Oh, I can't wait. Well, guess what? This season, we are going to have, as far as we can do it, we're going to have interviews with the contestants, and it's the best. It's so much fun. We're going to have not just contestants on the show. We're going to have super fans in our little circle of friends. Mina Kimes, we just saw her last week in Boston. I feel like she's in for an episode. ESPN's Mina Kimes. We're also got to have Lynn Fisher on. Lynn is my favorite person on the planet.
Oh, she's great.
Lynn is topchefstats.com. She just tweeted out, Kevin, and I got to share this with you. She just tweeted out, added some new insights. This is at Lynn and Tonic, a play on gin and tonic, Lynn and tonic. Added some new insights to topchefstats.com today. Like, Kevin, get ready for this. In Top Chef Restaurant Wars, is it beneficial for your team to serve the judges first? She researched which teams served their meals first to the judges and whether that was beneficial. And here's what she found. In her empirical research, she found that of the 15 teams who served the judges first, 10 won Restaurant Wars. 10!
Do we think that's because they're full? Like, why do we think that is?
We discussed it last year.
Because recency bias would suggest go.
We talked about it
last
last year.
Because I'm senile.
Last year, we went to Restaurant Wars. And remember, we kind of felt like there was a disadvantage if you were the last team to show because it had more time for things to screw up in your restaurant. So you have a long line, things go sideways. There's just more opportunities for things to go sideways. Whereas if you're the first team, you're kind of right off the bat, there's not a long line, the judges are hungry, they're not full, and I kind of feel like there is an advantage just anecdotally of serving first, right?
Yeah, no, you're right. So right. This is, you know what? Like, your expediting is going well. I mean, by definition, things break down. They don't I mean, if it start broken, you're screwed anyway, right? But if they don't see, that look Tom has when he walks in and like it's just chaos and everyone's waiting.
He's looking side to side, like
I mean I think that makes all the
the second. Go ahead.
I'd be curious into what this would be a stat I'm interested in. Setting aside restaurant wars, those eliminations, and they usually happen sort of toward the middle of the season and toward the end, where 2 chefs come out at a time, and it's a seated dinner for 8, and then the next couple of chefs come out, and the next, like, if you're at the end of the night, are they just full, or do you benefit from recency bias?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I think it evens out in the end, but I really think the discrepancy here, the real benefit is that the longer shit happens, the longer time you have, the more shit happens that can ruin your night. So I think that's why there's 10 out of 15, and maybe there's some random noise in there. I don't know, but it's a lovely stat. And the next one before we go, she did a breakdown of all the food prep during mise en place races. And she found that the most popular food that is prepped during a mise en place is peeled apples. 255 peeled apples on Top Chef history, 210 peeled and deveined shrimp, and 174 shucked clams. I love Lynn. This is amazing.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm getting better at like peeling apples and potatoes with my own, like with a paring knife, but I need some knife skill instruction. Like I'm okay, but that is something I could totally do better with the right instruction. My technical skills need some improvement.
Well, you know what? We're going to have a lot of time on our hands here, Kevin.
I was going to say, obviously the most important thing about coronavirus is it's going to cause human suffering, and we should think about that. I mean, one of the ancillary effects, of course, is that we're all home. And it's a wonderful time to learn to cook and to refine cooking, provided you can get to a market and stave off the people who think it's the last chopper out of Saigon, which I encountered at Whole Foods this morning at 7 a.m. in downtown Los Angeles. It's an interesting time to kind of check out techniques. I've got 35 pounds, Tom, of frozen chicken in this house.
35 pounds.
35 pounds. I mean, that includes like whole birds and, the bones too. But there's a chicken farm that I've actually absolutely fallen in love with, and get a lot of my chicken sent from there. So
did you just like call them up and say, "Give me all your chicken"?
No, I order online. It's called Porter in York. I don't know. It's a Porter in York Meats. I don't even know much about them, but you know why? They have airline breasts. The airline chicken breast is like it's boneless except for the little joint between the breast and the drumstick. And my favorite recipe from the Jelena cookbook, Travis Lett, chef in Los Angeles, it recalls for that. So I had to look online, like who's got airline breast, and it turns out the Porter in York has it, and they're out of Seattle or suburban Seattle. And I don't think they have a storefront anymore, but they still deliver online. And man, they do some really good work. If you're looking to order like, free range chicken and just, humanely raised stuff, they deliver and it's fresh. It's never frozen. That's what's beautiful about it.
That's great. Well, can I do my plug now?
Yeah.
During this show, we're taping this at like 2:30 in the afternoon on a Saturday. I didn't go with the whiskey. I think last year I drank some bourbon in honor of Kentucky during the draft. But today I went with my favorite IPA. It's called Lunch. Fittingly, Lunch from Maine Beer Company. It's a delicious IPA, not too hoppy, super smooth, a nice ABV. This is one of those things, you get a bottle of like a 16 ounce of pint, and it's $9 on retail. It is a nice beer. It's my favorite IPA out there. So thank you to Maine Beer Company. If you'd like to send me lots of stuff, go for it. I love it. It's Lunch. I had to do it for Top Chef. We're talking about food. I'm feeling like, Kevin, it's going to be incredibly satisfying to watch this season, but it's also going to be, I'm going to kind of miss going out to restaurants. I don't think I'm going to be doing too much restaurant going here in the next few weeks. So this is going to be my virtual restaurant that I'm going to go eat at. So I cannot wait. Thursday night, Bravo, Top Chef, season 17, the season premiere. I can't wait, Kevin. And looking at our teams, I'm feeling pretty good about mine, but I'm looking at yours, and man, this is going to be a battle.
No, you got some powerhouses, my friend. You're looking good. It's going to be a fun season. It's going to be a really fun season. I'm dying to see what the producers have in store for us.
Yeah, we don't know if we have any like kind of wrinkles. Like I don't think we know about any like an early restaurant wars like last year where there were three teams in early restaurant wars. I don't think we know of any kind of tweaks to this season, right? Just that it's all stars.
Yeah. I don't know format, but oh, by the way, if you are a contestant and you are listening to us, we would love to have you on the show. You should hit Tom up on Twitter because I just stay off the platform for the most part. Or you can hit me up at kevinarnavitz@gmail.com. You want to give your Gmail, Tom? I just
have them hit me up on either the Twitter or I also have the
we have
Instagram. We have the Instagram account, which, believe it or not, Kevin, a lot more chefs on Instagram than Twitter.
You know what? That's right. That makes all the sense in the world. It's a very visual thing. And also, Twitter's horrible. I mean, like, it's a terrible platform for miserable people. So let's
Pack Your Knives on Instagram at Pack Your Knives. Go follow us. If you want to come on the show, hit us up there. We'd love to have you. And thanks to all the fans who have been hitting us up, hoping that we'd be back for season 3. We are back, and we cannot wait for season 17 of Top Chef. Kevin, take us out.
For Tom Haberstroh, this is Kevin Arnavitz, and this is Pack Your Knives.